What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Chopping It Up with P. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I missed y'all for sure. I was on vacation, so in France, so I wasn't really um locked in on here, but we're back. We're back. We're back, and I have a very different episode today. Um, what I'm gonna say, I didn't miss y'all, miss making videos, miss getting on here and talking to y'all. So far, all the love and everything's been great. I appreciate every single one of y'all for liking the videos, for reposting, for anything. So it's been a crazy ride so far, and we're keeping it going. We ain't never gonna stop. So, um, yeah, let's get it. Today is gonna be a very different episode. It's gonna be about the World Cup. Now, I gotta say though, for the first half of the World Cup, I was here. I was in the US. The second half of the World Cup, I was in France. So it was very good to see like, two different sides of things. You know what I'm saying? Obviously France was in the World Cup and obviously America was in the World Cup. So I got to see two different sides of things, from just people every day, to how everything was handled. You know what I'm saying? When this person lost or this person lost. So that was very great to see. Um, for 1 month, everybody became a soccer expert. For like 1 month, I feel like everyone was, oh, this is like this or this is like that, Even people that didn't even play soccer. There was a lot of people that didn't play soccer that like, were saying this, and that. So it was definitely good to see that. Feel like the game of soccer needs more recognition for sure. So that was great. Um, the World Cup had people like on their TVs, like their lives depending on it. Every single game, every single good game, there was people watching. You know what I'm saying? That every single good game, there was someone always crying. There was always someone, always some type of debates. You know what I'm saying? So that month was a great month. I feel like it was one of the most energetic months of this year. I've never seen so much love for the game, which is great. Um, so, but I look and think we needed that. For some reason, I feel like this whole year, I feel like we did need that. Um, so I want to start talking about everybody became a soccer fan over. Um, People I never seen talk about soccer were talking about soccer now. People I never seen were arguing about soccer were arguing about soccer now and saying this, and that. It was definitely funny and great to see. It was definitely very just it was good. Like it was just very definitely a good feeling. Um, some people suddenly knew formations and tactics. I don't know who y'all people think y'all is. For some reason, prefer out of nowhere, you talk to like the person never talked about soccer in their lives. Next day, they were talking about Spain and their tactics. Like, bro, you never played soccer once in your life. I swear to God. But it's like it was kind of like that though. It was good because people got to get into it. People got to really involve themselves in the World Cup, which was great. Um, Friends who never watched the World Cup really got invested. I got people who like play football all their lives or like play basketball all their life, and then they're talking about Pedri and like they're talking about Lamine, they're talking about Messi. So like it was definitely good to see that too. Um, I gotta say one thing though. A lot of people were buying jerseys after one game. Um, can't lie, even when I was in France, I did buy a Elise jersey after one game, but after the game they lost before the final, I switched it and I returned it and bought another jersey. I can't lie, I was a victim to that, if I'm being very honest. Um, Picking teams because of family, favorite players, and just vibes. That was all. That was another thing. I can't lie. It's not the way it's supposed to be done. Y'all gotta have a team and stick to it. So y'all gotta lock in with that one. And y'all people talking about we won like you won the field. Like stop it. Like for being honest, but like it was good conversation. There was good arguments, and I really did love it. I feel like the World Cup did create like a 30-day trial. Like it was like a month of like just people really invested and people just really loving the turnouts and getting together and stuff like that. So that was very good. Um, it's like somebody learned the rules on Monday and will argue about tactics by Friday. It was good. It was definitely great. Um, Everyone was watching the same thing. Everyone has different algorithms on their grams, but no matter what, and on TikTok, no matter what, soccer, the World Cup was one of it, which was definitely good to see. we all were watching different creators. I definitely saw a lot of different creators get on here and talk about this, and that about the World Cup, which was great too. Um, we all were listening to very different music. You got the Spain, y que fe, sí, pena. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Burna Boy and Shakira shit, that I, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different music this World Cup, a lot of different shit. I learned too from the music wise, which was good. You're following a lot of different celebrities. A lot of different celebrities were talking about the World Cup as well. Didn't even think they were into that, which was good. A lot of people were in town to see the World Cup too, which was a great thing. Um, you got completely different content on our feeds. I can't even lie. Again, going back to people who never, I think, never talked about the World Cup in the first place are now talking about it, which was a very good thing. I can connect it to events like the Super Bowl and the Olympics. I'm telling you, like for a month straight, it was very good. The content was great. The people were reacting to stuff. The memes were amazing. Everything was funny as shit. Everything was a great time. That's what I gotta say about that. Um, we had like more entertainment than ever. I feel like, but somehow fewer things that everyone experienced together. Which makes sense. Um, so I do want to talk about the identity for a second. I feel like coming into this World Cup, you know, there was a very large portion of those teams were from Africa. Being from Africa myself, it was good to see my country in the World Cup. I feel like coming from Africa, there was always a doubt about us winning the World Cup. But like I'm very, very grateful and I'm very, very proud for how all the African teams played and showed up. You can talk about from Cape Verde to Ivory Coast to Ghana, to Cameroon, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them had great games. All of them had great fight in them. That's one of the things. Like I was very proud of the African culture for how they stepped up in every game. Not just the players, but the whole rally behind them too. You know what I'm saying? Us as watchers and supporters and being from there. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think there was a very sort of like rally behind that. Every single game, it was like, oh, African country did this, African country did that. There was a lot of upsets. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of how the whole African continent showed up and how we played together and how we rallied around each other as a community. Very, very great. Um, Flags were suddenly everywhere. I saw this one had a flag outside his house. He's from Ghana. This one had a flag outside his door. He's from Morocco. Shit, I didn't even know that. But because of the World Cup, now I know that, and that's good. That's great. Jerseys were becoming everyday outfits. I got a friend who was wearing Spain jerseys every fucking day, acting like she fucks with your mom or something. But like it's cool. But you know what I'm saying? People were wearing jerseys every day. It was good. There was watch parties. People were coming in jerseys. It was great. Um, Families did watch the games together. I feel like it was a time for families. I feel like this time was put together, brought families closer. You could order pizza, watch the game, or order this, watch the game, order some African food and watch the game together as a family, which was great, which was really, really great. One big takeaway from this was people learning about countries through soccer. We definitely learned a lot about each other. We learned a lot about where we come from, what we do and stuff from this World Cup, which was amazing, and I love to see it. Um, you supporting where you live versus where your family comes from. That was very different. Like I said, a lot of people from in like live in America or from a lot of different places in the world. You know what I'm saying? And you live in America, you kind of want to support USA, but again, you're not forgetting about where you came from, which was great. There was a lot of rivalries becoming personal for absolutely no reason. I can't lie. In the group chat, a lot of shit was being talked, a lot of this, a lot of that, because we're all from Africa, we're all from this places in the world, and we were talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I thought Ivory Coast was gonna win, my dogs, but it's okay. Next one. Next one, you know what I'm saying? I feel like sports gives people a reason to celebrate their identities together, and that was great, especially for this month. Um, I do think, like if your family's country played the country you grew up in, who are you supporting? I don't know. That's a good question. Y'all let me know in the comments. Um, but nothing, absolutely nothing activates national pride faster than somebody scoring against your country. I swear to God. Like, you kill that motherfucker that night. I swear to God. Blowing your parlays, blowing this. I'm telling you, bruh. I'm telling you, bruh. For 90 minutes, everyone becomes a Patriot. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all. The World Cup did create celebrities overnight. There was this goalkeeper. I think it was Cape Verde. I'm not exactly sure where he was from again, but mind you, he's 50 years old. Plays in like the D2 Division League of like Portugal, middle butt fuck nowhere. This motherfucker plays against Spain, saving motherfucking shits left and right. It was crazy. I was watching that shit. I was amazed. Motherfucker was doing this, and all that. His account went from like 50,000 followers to like 10 million in like a week, maybe more. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to sit here and say that like I do want to sit here and say that like soccer not only is the biggest sport in the world, y'all can see it's the biggest sport in the world. It's crazy. This guy went from 50K to like 10 million in a week, maybe in a couple of days, because of how good he did in the World Cup. Now another team's probably gonna be knocking on his door, you know what I'm saying, to sign him. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can I think we can collaboratively say and see that like soccer is the biggest sport in the world. It got trillions of views worldwide. It was insane. You know what I'm saying? Um, there was casual fans discovering players, like I said, like the goalkeeper. I didn't even know what the fuck he was. I thought like the way he was playing, I genuinely thought he played on a good team. He was in the middle of butt fuck nowhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we discovered him. Players becoming memes. There's a lot of players becoming memes because of what how bad they did. You know what I'm saying? So that was another thing. Fashion and hairstyles got a lot of attention. There's that song where it goes like, "Get that bag," that's from this like guy. I don't know where he's from, but like his song got famous because this girl was like doing the bob thing with her hair. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Without the World Cup, I don't think that would have happened. You feel me? I'm telling y'all, like this World Cup was just insane. It was very more active, very more proactive than any other World Cup I think we ever had. And it was great. You know, a lot of people got a lot of attention. A lot of things got thrown out and in the mix. It was great. I felt like personalities became as important as important as performances. You know what I'm saying? Not just how you play, but the way you played, the flash you played with, the flair you played with. You know what I'm saying? The ins and outs of the game you played with. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of very raw emotions. Every time someone scored, you can see someone in the stand just like, vamos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, Lamin's brother. When Spain scored that one day, y'all should have seen his face, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it was great. You know what I'm saying? It was great. Social media edits were everywhere though. Like I said, there was a lot of memes. There's a lot of social media shit. It was very fucking interesting. Um, People suddenly following athletes who didn't even know weeks earlier. Again, the goalkeeper, probably this guy that you didn't even know, this right back, this left back, this, you know what I'm saying? So again, as a collective, it was very great. It was very, 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 very great. Um, I think the question I want to ask y'all, are athletes becoming bigger cultural celebrities than actors and musicians? Think about that for a second, especially soccer athletes. Because y'all look at the athletes now, probably majority of them 2 million, 3 million. Look at the average soccer player, 5 million, 6 million, at least 10 sometimes, depending on how good they are. I'm telling you, soccer is the world's game, bro. It's bigger than your football and all that stuff. I'm telling y'all. Um, I think you watch somebody play one incredible game, and 2 hours later, you're on their Instagram learning their entire life story, bro. It was like that. It was like that. When people stepped up this World Cup, I'm like, yo, bro, who's this? What's his Instagram, bro? I gotta check him out. You get me? It was like that. It was like that. One World Cup moment can turn somebody into a global celebrity. Again, the goalkeeper, right? So we can figure that out. Um, there's a lot of social media. Social media was very more entertaining during this time. Um, Memes immediately after a goal, TikTok edits, reaction videos, group chat arguments. I can say this: TikTok edits were very interesting. Even before the World Cup, when they were announcing the players, there was a lot of edits about that. It was very good to see the memes after someone scored a goal. Like, it was endless fucking memes, guys. Group chat arguments. I could personally say I was in the group chat arguing with my boys. I know what Danny thought he was. He thought his team was gonna win. No, his team, they probably didn't even get farther as mine. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of group chat arguments. It was good for the good of the game though. People trolling rival countries. That was funny. Fans switching teams after their teams got eliminated. I can't lie. After Ivory Coast got eliminated, I think we got eliminated very early. But after Ivory Coast got eliminated, I hopped on Spain's bandwagon. Because for me, regardless of the day, I wanted either Ivory Coast to win, Spain, or Morocco. So, or Argentina, So, after Ivory Coast got disqualified, okay, I went to the other, and then so forth and so forth. But my top two to win was Ivory Coast and Spain. So, very glad Spain took it. Um, Terrible predictions were surfacing though. I can't lie. I saw a lot of predictions before, and then after the games, it was like, "Oh, I never said that." Yes, bro. Yes, you did. Own up to your mistakes. Come to the front. Come to the front. Right here, right now. Come to the front. You know what I'm saying? But it was good. I feel like the final whistle blows and the internet game starts. Like after the game is over, there's all the memes. There's all the TikTok edits. There's all the reactions. There's this and there's that. And it was great. Um, the memes will have you laughing about a loss, but you were devastated about 5 minutes ago. That's one thing I think I really liked about this thing was like you were mad. Okay, you're mad at this person played bad. You're mad that you didn't get the points. You're mad that your team lost. But 5 minutes later, you can be laughing on TikTok or Instagram or Reels or Shorts. You know what I'm saying? So it was, yes, you lost, but it was taken with a grain of salt because everything else was funny. Um, One thing I do want to ask y'all too, you think sports would be more fun without social media? Yes or no? Let me know. I think maybe in a way we are gonna miss the community. If I'm being very honest with you, um, everything that surrounded this whole World Cup were the watch parties. The fact that you could come together, have an ambiance of people coming together from different sides of the world, wearing different jerseys, wearing different people and stuff like that, coming together and watching the game was great. I did that in France. I did that here, and it was an amazing time. The fact that you could have a lot of people to come together, watch the world's game, have food, host this, host that. It was a great time. Not saying that we don't do that for the Super Bowl. Not saying we don't do that for, um, a couple different things. But to have that for the world's game was great for me to see. Friends getting together, seeing people you haven't seen in a minute because we've all been busy was great to see. Families watching, again, great to see. Strangers celebrating out of nowhere. Like we was driving in France after France won. This guy, like we had the stoplight, looks right. This guy was like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Because it's like, bro, it was like that. It got people motivated like that. The game was fun like that. You know what I'm saying at the time. Friendly rivalries. It's a great time. Group chats blowing up was the funniest shit I've ever seen. And having something to look forward to, having the next game to look forward to, or when did they play? This time, okay, I'll be here by this time, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Again, the community was great. I definitely think we took a minute to understand what this World Cup meant to us as people. And it was just a fun time and a great time. Not only to be outside, but also to be with each other, go to the bars and stuff and like, okay, because like there was a lot of hosts, you could go to a bar, go to this or that and watch the game with it's just strangers, a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying? That was an option. Or you could have watched it at the crib with other people, with your people, that was a great thing to see. Sometimes it was like, yo, game starts at 3, everybody coming over, yes, no, thumbs up. That's what it was like for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was like. Community sometimes just needs an excuse. You know what I'm saying? We were like, okay, there's an excuse, there's a World Cup, let's get together, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Sports were giving strangers permission to celebrate together. Every single time Ivory Coast scored, person to your left you did not know, but it was a high five or like y'all were hugging each other. It was good. It was a very good time. You know what I'm saying? I do think sports fans are insane though. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy, crazy. Because there was a lot of talks about superstitions. Look, I get it. I get it. You know, being superstitious is not a bad thing. You know, being superstitious, it just shows that you value the game, which is cool. But like, come on, bro. Like y'all superstitions were crazy, crazy. Not washing your shirt for how many weeks on end, not switching this, switching that. Bro, come on, bro. There's superstitions, and then there's like, being healthy and being normal. Come on, we gotta find a middle ground. Lucky jerseys. A lot of people were paying a lot of money for jerseys because they thought it was a good luck charm. Because you wore it this day, they won. You didn't wear it the next game, and they lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to have lucky jerseys for sure. Refusing to move from a seat. I did see that. We went to the bars. We were sitting down watching the game in France, and someone was refusing to move because it wasn't a seat. But like when he sat there, they scored. France scored. So he was sitting right next to us. The guy was like, no. And then the guy who used to have that seat came back, and he was like, yo, let me get my seat back. And the guy's like, nah, I'm not moving because I sat here and we scored. Like, you really think because of a seat? Come on, bro, be for real. But again, crazy superstitions. Blaming the refs for everything. Now, if I'm being honest, some of the games the refs were the best, but I did see a lot of the time where it was like Argentina was oh, the refs were this for Argentina, the refs were that for Argentina, the refs were getting paid by Argentina. Come on, it wasn't the case. A lot of times you saw it, a lot of people were playing rough. It was a very rough and physical game. It was a very ecstatic game. Not only for Argentina but for other teams as well. So the rest called it how they saw it. Now, sometimes I can't lie. Were Argentina's favorites? Maybe. But were other teams favorites too? Yes. There was some games I thought England were favorites by the rest. There were some games I thought Brazil was favorites by the rest. Or Spain. So again, I don't think it really superstitions are a thing. I understand that, but like the blaming the refs for everything wasn't gonna work this time around because I do think as a collective the refs did not do that bad of a job. Um, Again, saying we when y'all contributed nothing. You know what I'm saying? That was another thing. I think letting a game ruin your whole entire afternoon was another big thing. I can't lie. When we were friends, when France was winning, cool, cool, cool. France lost that game. The last game they lost. Again, I didn't really want them to win, so it didn't matter. But when they lost, a lot of people's moods changed. It was like, damn, bro. Like I was like, you knew they weren't gonna be for. Let's be for. Let's be for. First was a great team. One of the greatest teams ever assembled. They put a great World Cup. But like when they came against who did they lose to? Argentina? Right? No, they didn't lose to Argentina. I forgot who they lost to, but whoever that team was, you know what was about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Or was it Spain? I think it was Spain. Yeah. It was Spain. Yeah. You know what was about to go down. Your mom had to lock in. You get me? Thinking your team won because you wore the right shirt was another thing. Again, people now watching the shirts. Come on, bro. Let's be civil. You know what I'm saying? It was like my team loses and somehow my Monday's ruined. It's never that serious. You ain't even playing. Come on, bro. Sports is the only entertainment where the audience thinks they're part of the roster, which is great. I love being like, oh, I feel like I was part of the team. I feel like I helped the team win, which is not always the case, but that's good. Um, so yeah, now it's over. It's over. Been over for like a week now, week or 2 weeks. Um, for weeks there was games everywhere. There was always something to be excited about. There was predictions. There was watch parties. There was memes. There was debates. Something was happening constantly on the social media. You know what I'm saying? Then one day after they woke up, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went back to their normal lives. You know what I'm saying? All the anticipation was gone. All the damn like this happened or this didn't happen. All the group shots maybe started flowing the way they were because because of the World Cup ending. Um, I feel like that's when sports are bigger than sports. You know what I'm saying? When sports becomes bigger than sports, it's like, damn, it's over. And then it's like, now, okay, now we can just go back to our regular lives. But I'm telling y'all, that 1 month was a great month. It was a great month. Um, you forgot names. Maybe you forgot names, but you remembered moments. Sometimes when the event ends, but the summer becomes a memory, that was one of the times for sure. The summer was definitely one for the books. Um, so I do have a segment for today. Y'all can definitely enter along in the comment section. Um, the segment today is called Bandwagon Court. Okay, I'm putting different World Cup behaviors on the trial, and it's guilty or not guilty. I will tell y'all which one I'm guilty of and which one I'm not guilty of based on the ones I read, and y'all can let me know too in the comments, along with the other questions I asked you. Okay? Buying a jersey after your team wins one game, not guilty. Well, yeah, kind of guilty because there was the Elise jersey. But I did really like how Elise played, so I just wanted an Elise jersey. But then I realized your mom's there, so why not get a mom jersey? So I'll say guilty to that. Switching countries after US gets eliminated. Guilty. After Ivory Coast lost, I was voting for Spain. Even though I was voting for them the whole time, but still. Um, Pretending you've always supported the team. Looking guilty just to rage bait people though. Just to rage bait people. Only watching the final. Not guilty. I was watching the whole thing. Picking a country because you like their jerseys. I can't lie. Norway's jerseys were nice. Every time Norway won, I was like, bro, it's the jerseys. The black jersey was tough. Brazil's jersey was nice as hell too. I can't lie. So low-key guilty, but like just a little bit. Supporting a team because your crush supports them. I think I did that once in France when we were like Akiko. And yeah, I think I did that. Yeah, I definitely did that. I definitely did that. Yeah, so I'll say guilty to that. Not my best moment. Fuck off. Um, Suddenly posting soccer every day. Not guilty, but I was definitely talking about it. Calling a player the GOAT after watching them twice. Not guilty. I've always called Messi the GOAT. Um, and then talking tactics when you learn what offside meant last week. Not guilty because I've always known soccer. Um, Court is officially in session. Some of y'all got some explaining to do. So let me know. Let me know. I think the real take from this whole World Cup is it gave people something to anticipate. Something every day to work up, something every day to wake up to and be like, oh, damn, what happened today? What didn't happen today? Oh, who scored? Who did this? Who did that? You know what I'm saying? The memes, the reaction videos from a lot of different people. Get some people something to debate. Every single day was like, oh, is France going to take it? Is Spain going to take it? Is Brazil going to take it? Who's better? What players having a better World Cup? There was always something to celebrate. Regardless if my team didn't win, I could celebrate someone else's win, even if it wasn't someone I was supporting. You know what I'm saying from day one. Even when Norway won or England won, it wasn't the teams I was supporting, but I could definitely be like, damn, I like England's win because they deserved it, or they were the better team, or they played better. You know what I'm saying? So there was always something to celebrate for sure. There was always something to laugh about after the games when you get on social media, always something to laugh about because they were always doing some dumb shit on there. Always posting some stupid shit. I'm telling y'all, it was funny as shit. Um, Something to experience together. I think again the community wise, not only from the African side, but from everyone's side. Coming together, watching the games, throwing out different jerseys, making the TikToks, taking the flicks, having the food, the camaraderie that we can get to do for that 1 month was great. All the way leading up to the final. Uh, that was a very great experience. Not only for my community, but I feel like for everyone's community as well. And now the event's a little hit a little differently because it's over, but it's okay. Um, I think we spend too much time in our own feeds, our own routines, our own worlds. Then something like the World Cup happens, and then suddenly we're all part of the same conversation, which is great. You know, I think again, soccer is the biggest sport in the world, it's the biggest stage in the world, and we were all able to collaborate on that. We were all able to, just lock in on that. Most of the time, when people want to watch footballers or people want to watch football or basketball and stuff, they most likely watch soccer. And that person who plays basketball or football most likely watch soccer too. So again, it was a month where everyone could be together, and that was great to see. Um, Maybe we didn't all fall in love with soccer. I think maybe we fell in love with something that we could all experience together, which was great. And the best part wasn't always the game. I think sometimes it was the people around you. I think the best part about the whole World Cup, again, wasn't falling in love with soccer. It was falling in love with the experience. And I think the best part wasn't the game. I think the best part was the people around you that you were watching with, that you were talking to, and that you were collaborating with the whole time. Again, from the watch parties to the family gatherings to everything, watching games at the bars. So I think it was cool. It was definitely cool to see that, and definitely cool to do. I think the World Cup reminded me that the world is way more fun when everyone cares about something together, one collaborative thing, and that was great to see. Um, enjoy the moments, enjoy the people, and most importantly, enjoy yourself. So, thank y'all for watching today's episode. I definitely think this was one for the books. Not only this episode, but the whole World Cup experience was one for the books. Not only for me, because I saw two different sides, two different sides of the country, from USA and France's side. USA and France's side, two different cultures, two different ways to do things, and I saw it from both sides, and it was great. Again, everything that happened within that entire month was great, from the reactions to the creators to the people getting together and all that stuff. It was a great entire experience. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching today. Stay blessed. Stay true to yourself. I appreciate y'all, every single one of y'all, for liking, for reposting, and everything. We're getting there soon, guys. We did hit around 300, 250 to 300 streams officially on Spotify. I appreciate y'all for that. And yeah, let's keep going. See y'all in the next one.